There is solution for the CAT 22 paper Quant section, slot 1. So minor angle between 2 hour and minute hand. So let's draw. I normally prefer drawing, that helps you understand, and diagrammatic it becomes easier. So 9, let's say 8. At 8:48, remember between the 2 hour, there are 4 points which are there. That means divide the 1 into 5 parts. So 60 minutes is divided into 5 parts. Each part is 12 minutes. Remember that. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, the hour and moves from 8 to 9, right? And this whole is divided into 4, you can say 5 minutes basically. So every minute the RN, or every 12 minutes the RN moves by 1 minute. So at 8:48 it will be at, let's say 44, 1 minute before 9 o'clock, or between before 45. That's the RN. Minute hand is at 48, 40. So minute hand is at 48, right? So the gap between the two is 4 minutes. If I say the gap between the two is 4 minutes, I want to increase the gap by 50%. So I want to make the gap 4 plus 50% of 4, which is 6 minutes. That means I have to increase the gap by 2 minutes. But when I increase the gap, when a minute hand moves by 2 minutes, the R hand also will move little bit, slightly, but it will move. Which means the total movement will be more than 2 minutes, slightly more than 2 minutes. And there's only one option which is slightly more than 2 minutes, P option. You can directly mark the answer. I repeat, if you look at the RN is before 45 and after 40, that is 8 is 40 and 9 is 45, remember that, in minutes. So every 12 minutes, the RN moves, by 1 minute. So that means at 8:12, the RN will be at 41. At 8:24, the RN will be at 42. At 8:36, the RN will be at 43. So 8:48, the RN will be at 44. And minute hand is at 48. So gap between the two is 4 minutes. I want to increase the gap by 50%, so 2 minutes increase. But when a minute hand moves 2 minutes, the R hand also will move a little bit. Which means I have to go a little bit more than 2 minutes. So, looking at the same way, if I know that the gap has to increase by 2 minutes, remember when a minute hand moves by 60 minutes, the gap between the R and minute hand is 55 minutes, because the RN will move by 5 minutes. When the minute hand moves complete circle 60 minutes, the RN moves by 5 minutes, moves by 1 this one. So in order that the minute hand, for the gap to be 2 minutes, how much should the minute hand move? For a gap to be 2 minutes, how much should the minute hand move? You can cross multiply 60 into 2 upon 55. 12, 11, you will get the answer as 24 upon 11 minutes. The answer is B. Approximation helps you to be a little faster. You can use this approach. There is also an equation, one more, which takes a slightly longer time. If you are comfortable with this, yes. Average marks of 4 girls and 6 boys is 24. So 4 girls plus 6 boys is 24. Each of the girls got same marks, boys got same marks. Marks of any girl is at most double the marks of boys, but not less than the marks of boys. That means extreme value is that boys could be equal to girls, okay, or girls could be equal to twice of boys. There are two extreme cases. So you'll get extreme values which are possible. Okay, let's say girls are equal to boys, which means all of them, this is 24 into 10 basically, 10 people, average is 24, so total marks will be 24 into 10. So if boys are equal to girls, all will score the same marks. That means the average of all of them will be 24 marks. So total of these people, 8 people in that case, will be 24 into 8, which is 192. Okay, if boys are equal to girls, all of them will score same marks, which means all of them will score 24 because the average is 24. So 8 people, total will be 192. When 2 boys is 1 girls, okay, so let me say 4, you can find the marks of boys. So that means if you look at 4 girls will be nothing but a score of 8 boys plus 6 boys. Total score is 240. 14 boys is equal to 240. But a boy's score is 120 upon 7. And a girl's score will be double of it, 240 upon 7. In that case, the total score will be 2 into 240 upon 7. That is girl's score plus 4 into 120 upon 7. The total score out here. This becomes 480 upon 7 plus, 6 girls, so 6 boys. 720 upon 7. You add it up, it becomes 1200 upon 7. Divide. 7 1s are 7, 50, 7 7s are 49, 10, 1. 171 point something. Since I want integer values, the values which are possible is 172 to 180, 192. Both inclusive. Since both are inclusive, the number of values will be 192 minus 172 plus 1, which is 21. Since both are inclusive, the number of values, if I calculate 172 to 192, is, for example, say 2 to 4. What's the total number of values? 4 minus 2 plus 1, which is 3 values. That is 2, 3, and 4, because both are inclusive. So based on that, you can get this 21 values as the answer. Mixture of P, Q. There is a formula which you can be comfortable with it. X minus R upon X, okay, whole ratio and number of times you do is equal to whatever the origin, the amount original liquid remaining upon the total liquid. So here this is 16 upon 25. Original liquid remaining is 16, total liquid is 25. So 16 upon 25 is equal to X minus R upon X, the whole raised to N. X is the original liquid, R is the amount to remove. N is twice. So X minus R upon X is 4 upon 5. So you know X is 5, R is 1. So you remove 1 out of 5. So which means if I have original liquid 5, okay, coffee, okay, and cocoa powder is 0 initially. You remove 1/5 minus 1. So you have 4, add 1 out here, 1. You're removing 20%. Again remove 20%, remove 0.8 and 0.2 and add 1. Right? So here it becomes 1.8. Amount of cocoa initially is 1. Later on it becomes 1.8. So ratio in P and Q becomes 5:9, which is C option. Okay, repeat again. This is a formula. Remaining upon total 16 upon 25, which is X minus R upon X the whole square, 2 times. Remove square root, you'll get X minus R upon X as 4 upon 5, which means 5 is the original liquid. You're removing 1 liquid to make it 4. If 5 is the original liquid, you're removing 20%. 1 is 20% of 5 to get it 4. And you're adding 1 cocoa. Again, you're removing 20%. So 20% of cocoa is removed 0.2. And you're again adding 1. So there was 1 cocoa. Now there is 1.8 cocoa. So ratio becomes 5:9. Simple sum. I mean, if you look at it, 5, 6. If I put theta, geta, and meta as 5, 6, and 7. Take 5, 6, and 7 itself, ratio. You can assume the same numbers. Theta increased by 20%. 20% of 5 is 1. Geta increased by 25%. 1/4 of 6 is 1.5. And meta increased by 20%. Remember, 10% is 0.7. 20% will be 1.4. So this becomes 6. This becomes 7.5. This becomes 8.4. In the next case, theta increased by 40%. 40% of 6 is 2.4 to 8.4. And meta increased by 25%. It is 2.1. 1/4 of 8.4 is 2.1 to make it 10.5. Average of this is 9.45. Average of 8.4 and 10.5 is 9.45. So geta should increase by, if you look at 1.95 upon 7.5. Right? Or you can say 19.5 upon 75. 75 also is, 3/4, you can say 3/4 of 100. So if you look at it, 5, 3, 4. Calculate this. 3, if you look at 3, 6 is 18, 5. 6.5 into 4 will give you 26%. That's the answer, A option. Right. So you can keep the values 5, 6, 7 and increase. The ratios, normally you can do it that way. There are a lot of sums and ratios where you just keep the values as given in the ratios and then calculate. This is normally done when there is only multiplication, division and percentage. If there is addition or subtraction in between, you cannot do. You can only do this when it is multiplication, division or percentage. If you're not comfortable, you can take 5x, 6x, 7x and so on. Geta says true object. Now here in the end they have asked for profit of object A is nearest to. So let's take cost price of A as 100 because they've asked for profit of A. Therefore I have taken cost price of A as 100. And A makes a profit of 20% initially. So selling price of A becomes 120. But the selling price is same for both. The selling price of B also is 120. but B made a loss of 10%. Now cost price, the formula is selling price upon 1 minus loss percentage upon 100. So here it becomes 120 upon 0.9, the cost price of B. If you recalculate, it becomes 1200 upon 9, 3, 400. So you get 400 upon 3. That's the cost price. And the second case, this is second case which is there. Selling price is 10% more for B. B has made a profit of 10%. 10% of 400 is 40. So 440 upon 3 is the selling price, second selling price. So A also sells at 440 upon 3. 440 upon 3, if you divide 146.6. So you're purchasing at 100 and selling at 146.6. Profit is 46.6, which is 47 is the closest value. Nearest they've asked, nearest to 47. So we assume A is 100 because they've asked in the final profit with respect to A. So A is 100, it becomes easier to calculate in that case. And from there you can directly get 46.6. Not difficult. If you just put the data properly, without equation, without formula, just put the data properly, you should be able to get the answer quickly. Thank you.